don't know why why I started so late for this study live stream, because I went out and want to take one packet from the DHL, and they are almost closed. So also I don't got the information from DHL. So so that I use extra like 45 minutes to go out, and then yeah, it is a little bit it is a little bit time costly, because finally I don't got the packet. I will go to tomorrow maybe, or Saturday. So yeah, let's just get started. Say something about study and so on. First, I think I will prepare for tomorrow's exercise for Miko. Although that today's morning I went to the macro exercise, and yeah, I think it is it is good, and so I need to find some black pepper, and then start to do the exercise for Miko. I know that Miko is it's not easy. It's very important, and it's not easy. And I already fall behind of classmates a lot. I know, absolutely. So in this sense, I will catch up the speed of them. Although I know it is hard, but I'll try my best. Okay. Yeah. I really worried that I cannot fulfill the professor's expectation, because they usually I don't know their expectation actually, and because I'm not a professor, and so I don't need to be, or I don't mean to be, to guess their expectations, and so the predict of their expectation also kind of not a task of me. So in essence, I don't know their expectations, but I know that I fall behind of the classmates, or maybe or maybe to think in a positive way, that I'm not far or fall behind of the classmates. It is also it also could be possible, right? So what I should do now is just do the exercise 4. Seems not very difficult. Yeah. And I hope you guys can share your study experience with me, and leave the comments below, and how to contact yeah, how to just directly write anything under the video. So under directly in the live stream. So okay, just let's get started. Okay, just now there is some extra websites just okay. Interesting. Okay, extra some website just come out and cool. I was thinking that first to clean up the room, the living environment which I live in, and then find out some definitions for specific person or specific economist and their theory maybe in this book. I don't know whether I can show this book or not because that is from university library and I think but it's physical book, so it depends. It's physical book, so the people who see this book, even the code that they cannot reach this book, or maybe the library is open, so it still need be keep in private because otherwise it will not very safe will be reached also by some others. So I try to keep this private and I keep that not to show to others. So yeah, in this sense, um, I will search some extra definition from the problem set, and tomorrow the professor will speak about this problem set 4. It is about preference, demand, and supply. And I know that what I'm thinking of this problem it was too easy, and it is actually not so easy as I think. But in this state, as for example, like 25 minutes, and this is the reaction which I can reflect in this moment. So yeah. So maybe I will first find definition from Leontief utility function because I don't know this very well. Or from Varesian's demand function. Varesian's actually I heard it before, and Leontief that was from the bachelor courses. And Leontief and learner index. That's all the some fixed equation that that be remembered of. Otherwise, they don't have a lot of differentiations between with others. So also the Cope-Douglas. In this state, I wondered because the Cope-Douglas utility function that belonged to the theory of Markov instead of Mikko. So I was wondering why they put this Cope-Douglas utility function here, but it can still be solved in a micro way. In a microeconomics way. So yeah, the problem 3 that is about propositions that about the slides that first you must close this website and reopen the Blackboard from university website and then find the lecture slides and in this case you don't know which lecture slides is maybe the first week or second week or third week is already a fourth week now, and so it depends on, and it is so time consuming now when I just come out from this website and research and re-find this actual link that is so time consuming, and I am joking, but the first problem is about non-empty set that to prove the constant returns to scale. That is belong to actually the theory of public economics, because the constant returns to scale, that means that you always have the same returns, right? You have the same returns means that means that you will get a straight linear in your graphic and nothing will change. But I don't understand why here that the price multiply quantity, the optimum quantity, optimum price actually is equal 0 because they don't change. They don't have curve, so they don't change. In this sense, multiplied by these two factors in the graphic will be equal to 0. So yeah. So in this sense, I think I need to find 4 definitions. The first one is about preference relation and variance demand function and Kopie class. The third one and the proposition 4 is for and non-empty set. Constant returns to scale. That is 5 definitions about tomorrow. Okay. Yeah. I will have a little break. And I hope you guys can join me more in the study live stream. And yeah, I will not play any music in this live stream because I don't think that it's reasonable not play any music. So yeah. And actually tomorrow at the same time interval that I still have another exercise for another important exam. All courses which I will attend will treat equally important. Every course is equally important. Not a single course will be very easy, I guess. Especially for micro analysis because micro analysis, I was always think that it should be very easy, and no, yeah, actually it is not. So yeah. Okay. Oh, I just don't have. Yeah, I will have a little break. So oh, I just find it now. It's not very difficult to find. This should be called as variation demand function, but it's so strange that they use the main function as a variance demand function because surely anyone will try to maximize their utility, not to minimize their utility, except the minimize is the expense of their all their costs of anything. So their minimize the cost is it at the same time means maximum utility, but it is so strange. Like they will determine give some parameter for x1 and x2, that's two bond of goods differentiated with each other, and the x1 is with alpha, and the beta one is with x2, and they will minimize, means that those kind of goods bond was not good, or what does actually it mean? So it is strange somehow. Yeah, let's first find in a glossary this variance and demand function. Indirect utility function, continuity on correspondence, differentiability and function. Actually, I was also thinking of this question that right in the problem set, that they ask why it is corresponding in equality involve p p hoch n. Okay, I don't see hoch n, but they asked why so there's some indirect price. Why the second apply to why the second order condition of some goods bond, for example, like x1 or x2, that they will be determined as unequal. So in this sense, it is it is when they, for example, like involve the second order of p. It is not second order, it is n, or it is second order. Second order, not n. Okay, cool. It is second order, not n. So if they involve the second order of condition of price, means that there will exist some inequality. Yeah, absolutely. But it is to say but y involve the second order condition of p, it is kind of unequal. Why in this sense? I guess it is because the indirect utility function, or yeah, okay, whatsoever, and I will first find the page 73. I don't try to teach anyone because I am still in a study processing and while studying, and sometimes speaking can help me to thinking, so I will speak it out, and it doesn't mean that I already know anything, and I actually don't know. So that is page 73, Bayesian demand and indirect utility function. Actually, in finance meaning or Finanzwissenschaft, that they determine the derivative price. Even though I do not really know this meaning behind derivative price, but it can be considered as, for example, like some price determined by yeah. The derivative price actually is always high as first-hand price, right? So involve those kind of price means inequality, absolutely, because the consumer must pay higher get the same goods, same quality of goods. That's why it is inequality. But in this sense, inequality doesn't mean from my point of view, I think inequality, when I think of this word, I will think a lot. For example, like some gender equality or some wage equality or whatsoever, but they only mean price. They only mean inequality involve the second order of price. What is actually means, that mean they means, okay, the price discrimination to sell depending on a group of consumers, and do not treat the consumers all the same. For example, like differentiating without considering there is another issue with with considering of the distance, and the distance should be at some transportation cost, and but without considering the transportation cost with distance, only at the same place, and do not consider any transportation price and the costs of, for example, like DHL, DPD, or OPS. Yeah, that's a post company which I can think of. Some are state owned, some are private owned. So in this sense, actually, without considering the distance, the price usually by the second order condition will be higher than initial price. So, so if, for example, like a group of consumer that they live in the same area, but they get a different price amount upon their characteristic, for example, like their nationality, or some discrimination criteria, for example, like nationality, gender. Simply say that to sell the male is cheaper than sell to female. That is not equal. That is only for first experience, first appearance, that they only about the different price level, high price or lowering price. So it is actually the first appearance only about the difference about in price, and it can be calculated in amount of money. But afterwards, when they think more than only the first appearance, then we'll think, okay, price discrimination in with 3 grad, as for him, Miko professor lecture slides, and then means they will maybe like grouped the consumer in different criterion, and to sell them like in different price and so on. Okay, that's here why they say that is kind of unequal and so on. Okay, cool. And here is absolutely Roy's identity, and yeah, okay. Seems like very complex, and we have seen the minimize vector of EMP. HPU is the relative with respect to P of the EMP's value function EPU. The exactly analog statement of the UMP does not hold. I don't know what. Yeah, okay. UMP and TMP, the Varian demand and original concept cannot equal the price derivative of the indirect utility function, which is not invariant in increasing transformations of utility, but with a small correction in which we normalize the derivatives of VPW with respect to P by the marginal utility of wells. It holds true. This proposition, called Roy's identity after Rene Roy, is the parallel result to proposition 3.g.1 for the demanded value functions of the UMP. As with proposition 3g1, we offer several proofs. Yeah. Okay, then here is Okay, I was just considering. This is quite tricky because here described as strong axiom of revealed preference with SA, a kind of recursive closure of the weak axiom. Um, um, this I don't know why they just don't mention ORP. Because they only mention the first two characters as strong axiom. I say the kind of recursive or weak. Yeah, okay. And definition. The following is definition 3J1. The market demand function XPV satisfies the strong axiom of revealed preference. The SA if for any list 1 to big N with a lot of conditions. X inverse X directly indirectly revealed preferred to X, then X cannot be directly revealed preferred to X. Be affordable at Pn Bn. For example, the SA was violated in example 2F1. It is clearly that SA is satisfied if demand originates in rational preferences. Interesting. Here, they means that SA is satisfied if demand originates from rational preferences. Absolutely, there are also some preferences that is irrational. For example, like you cannot afford something over 3,000 euro and buy anything over 3,000 euro every day, and it is kind of irrational thinking or irrational preference. So just like something like Kostensparen, okay? So and they say the concave is a deeper result. It is stated in proposition 3.1. The proof, which is the one advanced, is presented in small type. Does make sense. Only this sentence: SA is satisfied if demand originates in rational preferences. And then okay, a lot of explanations. Continuity differentiability properties of variant demand. I think the variant. I think the Varian demand is special that determine the price and wealth instead of price and quantity. Usually, it is about price and quantity that you can determine a point in the demand function in the demand and supply diagram, and that is usually in the co-meaning. But what's special is by okay, now speak the word Varian's demand. It is that he chose to use PV. V is wealth, so it is kind of tricky because wealth cannot be quantified in money amount. So wealth inclusive also happiness or the feelings of satisfaction of the life of the living situation. So it is kind of tricky because you can add more value as only talk about price and quantity of the goods. So so it is a little bit higher than it is a little bit high than other easy demand theories or demand functions, I guess. So so in this sense, they are demanding wealth instead of just amount of money. It is not to judge whether to have a lot of money doesn't good. It is absolutely good. Sometimes hurts. Sometimes will bring some unsafe problems or bad issues and so on. But wealth, it is kind of high definition of when you have a lot of money and you want to help others, you spend your money, to help others, to help to give some to give the places of peoples that they demanding this kind of help from the good-hearted, and then the social status of those kind of people will get higher, and they will get social recognition from the whole society and so on. And, means that wealth doesn't mean only possessing a lot of monies, and it depends on if you have a lot of monies to in which way to use them, like in bad way or in good way. And you can in bad way to buy a lot of goods that to satisfy all will, but you can also give the place which need help to do some thing from goodwill. And goodwill absolutely difficult because goodwill doesn't bring directly benefits, and it is usually time consuming, and the effects which the counterpart will get your messy and will get your good intention usually takes a long time, takes a lot of time, and to generate those kind of good interaction between the giver and taker, right? Taker, this word is describes so the person who need help, right? To get out of some bad living situations and so on. So in this sense, that wealth is absolutely more higher, and the definition 3A1, it seems like a batteries type, but they say the Varasian demand correspondence. I just in this sense, why they always mention the correspondence. I know that is the textbook definition. What happened in here? Okay. This kind of correspondence is it was linked with each other, or something linked with each other, something relevant with each other. XPV is upon hemi continues at p bar v bar if whenever pn vn can inferring p bar v bar x n belong to xpn vn for all n, and x limited from to infinity x n, we have x belong to xpw. Okay. It is about the thinking of inclusion. So something belongs to something, and something can included anything. So, but it is not just about the conference room. Yeah. So, so in this sense, I don't know what it actually means upon hemi continuous. Hemi is half, right? Hemi is, I don't know, upon hemi continuous above the graphic. If for any sequence of price wells pairs and the limits of any sequence of optimal demand boundaries is optimal, although not necessarily uniquely so at a limiting price wells pair. If XPV is single valued at all, PV bigger than zero strongly preferred. This notion is equivalent to the Euro continuity property for functions. Figure 3A1 depicts an upon hemi-continuous demand correspondence. One Pn can infer Pn absolutely can infer P. Why not? Because that is the issue. Okay, so X point W exhibits a jump in demand behavior at the price vector being xn for all Pn, but suddenly becoming an interval of consumption bounds. At P, it is upon hemi-continuous because x bar, the limiting optimum for Pn along the sequence, is an element of segment x bar bar. Okay, this is kind of interesting. The set of optima at price vector P see section M of the mathematical appendix for further details upon heavy continuously. I don't know whether tomorrow will mention something about heavy upon heavy continuous, but continuity. It's okay. I will skip here. Absolutely, it's not good, but for the it is okay. Maybe. So yeah. Um, okay. Okay. I will have a break and I'll clean the room now. And hope you guys enjoy my study live stream. And while study live stream, I always speak lots, and I hope that will not bother you guys. And once you have the same major, and welcome to discuss with me and leave the comments below. And see you next study live stream. Bye.